So today we're going to finish up a bunch of side quests, both old and new. Starting with the side quest that we picked up all the way in Day Tower at the border between Nora and Carja lands. We kind of picked one up and then never really completed it. So we're gonna go do that.
The machines must have come across Captain Balon's patrol here. One of the Carja soldiers fell here. The other soldiers must have retreated. But to where?
So this is back in Nora lands, and it's where we saw one of our first corrupted zones.
Another Carja soldier. Did anyone survive? At least his death came quickly.
So Captain Balon asked us to search for any survivors of a patrol that he sent out. And it's not looking good.
This can't be the helmet from the last Carja soldier. Someone nearly lost his head here, then ran off.
Well, no body, so there's a good chance he might still be alive. As we make our way through these fields, just absolutely infested with turkeys.
Blood everywhere. A machine dragged something into the water here. But maybe he made it to that island.
So we're gonna make our way over to this island, and based on the way we're approaching, we're not gonna see something until a little bit later.
Probably needed the wash.
But for right now, we're on the lookout for Lakir. And I think Lakir has been out here for a while since we kind of abandoned this side quest.
Blood everywhere.
I mean, he might have gone just a little bit crazy with all of these snap maws around. But it looks like we found where he is. Let's just hope he's doing okay.
By the sun, by the
What is that?
sun, I'm never
Singing?
really done. I brought down all the beasts, but I missed out on the feasts. I went to the beer fount too many times to count. I fingered every curl, but I never won the girl. By the sun, I'm never really done. If they close the gate, I am left to my fate. They'll find me lying dead on a freezing grassy bed. I do want to go home, where I never more will roam. By the sun, I'm really done.
Well, you sure sound like it. But let's see if we can't help.
I wasn't expecting to be found, especially not by a Nora.
I wasn't expecting to find a half-clad Carjan soldier singing like a drunk.
I apologize for my behavior. I thought I was dead.
Come on. Your commander asked me to bring you back to Day Tower.
I refused to be led back to my outpost by a Nora, like some prisoner.
Fine. Go by yourself.
Wait, look. I got in a tussle with a snapmaw. It ate the half of me that was armor and bow. The thief is still in the water. I can't go back without a weapon. Find my bow, please.
I'll get it. Just don't start singing again. Better watch out for that machine. He doesn't look friendly.
Well, if you heard during that conversation, the thing in the water was real close. So what we have to do here is simply just go and kill that snapmaw. And as we saw earlier, there are a bunch of others, so it's maybe not the brightest idea to go and fight this snapmaw when there are all of these others. So the good news is the snapmaw we need to kill is constantly doing a patrol route around this island. So we're just gonna wait until, you know, they're no longer all together. Now over here, it looks like there's just a couple of watchers that we could sort of get the attention of, which is not nearly as bad as 3 extra snapmaws. So we'll want to make this quick.
You're not gonna be the one to stop me.
Well, seems like I accidentally blew off both of his blaze canisters, so there goes that plan. Now either the snapmaw died of fire damage or I managed a double kill with that heavy strike. But here's the bow.
Back to your business.
Some of the other snapmaws did get alerted somewhat, but they've already given up, so we don't have to worry about them. The good news is the singing isn't, you know, back.
Here's your bow. Good luck out there.
Thank you. I didn't want to die in foreign lands like my men. May the sun light their passing.
Yeah, so, good luck with that.
Thanks for this. I need a minute to fix the bow up. The snapmaw didn't do it any favors.
So I guess we're just gonna leave him here, and oh man, that was shallower water than I was expecting. But now we're gonna head back even further into Nora lands, as there was a side quest I skipped a long time ago because it would have taken us way too far to have started. But now that we've hit pretty much everywhere, now's a good time.
Please. You're Aloy, aren't you? Everyone's talking about your victory at Devil's Grief. I feel blessed to stand in your presence.
There's no need to fuss over me. Who are you praying for?
My sister Nakoa. She went north to find a Carja officer called Zaid, one of the captains of the Red Raids. I'm worried about her.
Did the matriarchs really give Nakoa permission to leave?
No, they refused her. But nothing could stop her from going after Zaid. He murdered our father during the Red Raids. Nakoa saw it happen. Hid in the cellar and forced herself to watch. It changed her.
I lived in the Embrace during the Red Raids. What was it like out here?
For 10 years, the Carja attacked without warning. Devils like Zaid butchered braves and kidnapped civilians for blood sacrifice. It all ended when the mad Sun King died. The matriarchs say his son wants to set things right. But that wasn't enough for Nakoa.
You could have gone with her.
Leave the sacred land and be purged from All Mother's eternal memory? No. I begged Nakoa to stay so she could avoid that fate. She said she didn't care. I don't know. Will she really be cursed for avenging our father? It seems cruel.
I'll keep an eye out for her.
Oh, Mother bless you. I know the matriarchs won't let her return to the sacred lands, but I just need to know that she's all right. She must have passed through Mother's crown. My Aunt Salai lives there. They might have spoken. Maybe she can tell you more.
So it looks like we're looking for Jan's sister, and
All Mother.
it is going to take us all over the map. For a good portion of it, at least.
I kneel before you.
Next up, though, is Mother's Crown, where we're going to talk to their aunt.
This must be Mother's crown. So I should be around here somewhere. It hurts now. I'm all the
It is a little weird coming back to this place after it's been a pretty good while since we were here. I can't quite tell exactly what she's doing here.
Are you Salai? Jan said your niece may have come through here. Nakoa.
I've got nothing to say about that.
Please, I only want to help. I'm a seeker headed north. Jan wanted me to help find her. Anything you tell me stays between us.
I gave her supplies for the journey. She was headed for Day Tower looking for Zaid. Nothing I could say would stop her.
Is there anything you can tell me about Day Tower?
It's a Carja fort, right at the border. Bastards used to gather Nora captives there, so they could ship them to Meridian for slaughter. I told Nakoa not to go. What's a lone Nora gonna do there? But she wouldn't listen. All she can think about is finding Zaid.
What do you know of Zaid?
He's a rabid animal, a murderer. The worst of the Red Raiders. Killed my brother while poor Nakoa watched from the shadows. Even as I begged her not to go, part of me wanted her to. I need him dead as much as she does. You can't imagine what it's like. He mutilated my brother. And yet he walks free among the Carja.
I understand. Better than you think. I'll look for Nakoa when I reach Day Tower.
She can't come back. The matriarchs won't allow it. But I'd be so grateful if you could find her and help her if she needs it. And please, keep this between us.
I will. I promise.
So, checking off the list of places we've been, we're now going to head to Day Tower.
That's all there is in the new
our
place.
Sun King.
She was incredible.
So we're looking for Zaid, and it just so happens
Don't
that
ask
he's
me
right
where
here.
to go if you're lost. I'm a guard, not the town crier.
Are you in charge here?
No, that would be Captain Balan. I'm his second in command, Prefect Zaid.
Wait, you're Zaid?
Ah, you've heard of me. Let me ease your mind. There seem to be wild stories about me among your tribe. But the Nora have me mistaken for someone else. I'm not sure where the fault lies, but the fog of war often breeds confusion. Unfortunately, some refuse to acknowledge the error. So it was with the last Nora who came through here.
The last Nora who came through here. You mean Nakoa?
Is that her name? Oh well. It was a very unfortunate situation. She attacked me in broad daylight. If one of my men hadn't spotted her, I might well have been injured. But we were able to subdue her without harm.
What did you do with her?
I let her go, of course. It was clear she thought I was responsible for unspeakable things. So, in a sense, her actions were justifiable. I explained that she was wrong, then sent her on her way. Sadly, I don't think she believed me.
Where is Nakoa now?
I don't know exactly. She left raving that she would find a way to bring me down. But I did hear a report from the garrison at Lonesome Rock that a young woman had been abducted by bandits. Might have been her.
So you deny participating in the Red Raids?
No, I didn't say that. I did have a role in those operations, albeit a very limited one. But all this nonsense about torture and murder, that wasn't me. They have me confused with some other commander. I don't doubt some of my comrades did bad things, but Sun King Avad has worked hard to eliminate such brutality.
You've really gone out of your way to help, Prefect Said.
It's no trouble. The Sun King wishes to make amends with your people, and I am his humble servant.
I'll go to Lonesome Rock and get to the bottom of this. I promise you that.
You do that. And if our men are anything less than helpful, please let me know.
So Zaid seems pretty genuine, I guess. Aloy does not think so. So we're gonna be a little cautious, and oh man, this is why I skipped this side quest when we first got it, because we are already going way across the map into Carja territory. So this is right by the quarry that is right by Meridian.
This must be Lonesome Rock. If it's a trap, I might need to go in quiet.
So there is a proper entrance. This is not it.
Seems like an ordinary outpost. I'd better look around.
I'm so bored. I'm bored with being bored.
There are
I'm
chains in
bored
the
with
cart.
you talking about being bored.
I'm bored with you complaining about me being bored.
I wasn't complaining about you being bored. I was complaining about your complaining.
Well, now I'm complaining about your complaining.
If you two don't shut up, I'm gonna complain to Zaid, and then things'll get ugly.
Well, at least things won't be boring.
Hold, Outlander! What are you doing here?
Let's not mention Nakoa.
Hunting. I've been tracking a sawtooth for the better part of a day.
Well, you must have lost the scent, because we haven't seen any round here. Now be on your way, and quickly.
Well, they don't want to talk, so let's see if they're hiding something.
I'm sure they won't mind.
She's snooping around. Wrap her up and tie her down, boys.
They totally minded, so...
That's something broke! Bad! Ah!
Let's get her!
Gonna make you pay for that. Cut deep! Ah! Got me! Cut me! God, hit me!
Alright, let's see what Zaid's hiding out here.
I mean, hey, at least they didn't find that boring, right?
Not just chains, manacles. They were moving prisoners somewhere.
Well, we have a cart that's dropped off here, and a pretty long track, so we're gonna head off, but we might be on this track for a while. So we're gonna get some help. So yeah, this side quest would have been in the background of several videos as we traversed the land and then came all the way out here and then followed this track for a little bit. So we're now officially a little bit out of the way, so I thought it would be better to tackle it at a later date, like now.
The tracks lead to that compound. Maybe Nakoa's inside.
That Nora girl we got in the hole is nice and lean.
Don't get ideas. Zaid says hands off or it'll hurt her price at auction.
Sounds like Nakoa's here. And I'm gonna have to cut through these guards to get to her.
So with a little bit of patience here, you can actually stealth this entire place with no problem. So we're going to at least attempt that. If I hadn't alerted the first guy, I would have taken out the guy in the tower first, simply because he has a really good vantage point for a lot of the stealthing areas. But the two guys up on the ridge are essentially by themselves. And I'm really thankful that shot hit, otherwise that could have made this whole thing a little messy. So these two guys are together, and it's kind of hard to kill one without alerting the other. So let's mess them up.
Keep the upper hand.
Yeah. What else you got?
So the guy up by the house, or whatever that is so uninterested in what is happening down here that he didn't even get alerted. So with everyone down here taken care of, and my looting habits fulfilled, why bother with stealth?
To me! Let's take her down!
So there's a really weird thing here where I can't loot that guy. So I guess we'll just try again later.
Prisoners. Chained up to be sold as slaves. Nakoa? Jan sent me. Look, we can talk more once we get everyone out of this pit.
Jan sent you? I don't believe it. Well, I guess one of his prayers finally worked. You'll need a key to get us out. One of Zaid's men should have it.
All right. I'll be right back.
How much you want to bet it's on the guy we couldn't loot? I guess they didn't want us to sequence break?
No room.
I'm guessing they have that in there just in case you want to try and sneak past rather than kill everyone.
You're back.
I've got the key.
I'll help the others. Let's go.
Please, help us get out of here.
So Nakoa's pathing is a little wonky there, but she does eventually help everyone, so we'll leave them behind, and I guess we're done.
I knew you were going to be trouble, girl. But you'll make it worth our while in the end.
The end is now, Zaid. For you and your men.
Well, guess I spoke too soon. Can't end a side quest without a little bit of combat.
You only a hit.
Well, sounds like Zaid's got quite the powerful weapon. I say we take him out next. Well, he's got no health, so I guess we can't kill him yet.
Strike you down!
You gave him a quicker death than he deserved.
My father was a hunter. He taught me every animal deserves a clean kill.
How did Zaid come to run a ring of slavers?
All the scum you just killed? They butchered for Zaid during the Red Raids. The new Sun King kicked them out of the army, but Zaid managed to lie his way out of trouble, then saw a new way to make a shard, putting his grunts to work here.
How did Zaid capture you?
I tried to get him at Day Tower, but he caught me, then let me go so he could have his men grab me later.
And after?
Said he was gonna sell me into slavery like the other poor bastards that came through here week to week. But he took his time and kicked me around whenever he stopped by. Guess me trying to kill him hurt his pride.
What are you gonna do now?
The others were in that cellar for months. The more run down they got, the harder it was for Zaid to sell them. They need food, rest, and hope. I'll take them to Meridian and tend to them.
You're not even going to try to go back? What about Jan?
The matriarchs won't let me back. Even if they would, I wouldn't go. They can burn for all I care. As for Jan, I know a way to get word to him. I'll miss that runt. But at least he'll know I'm safe.
You've been through a lot.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Zaid's dead. I was ready to go through anything to make that happen. And I did.
Time for me to go.
Look, I don't even know your story. It must be a good one if they gave you the mark of a seeker. If you ever feel like telling it, look me up in Meridian. I'll be there until the others get back up on their feet. Until then, thank you for helping me cut this rot from the world. I don't know. Maybe now I can put Zaid behind me and remember my father as I should.
So unfortunately we didn't really get a chance to use this weapon. Well, that was fun. But it looks like we are actually now done here.
As soon as the others are ready, we'll head for Meridian. Thanks again for all your help.
Well, we could head straight to Meridian and see if Nakoa is there waiting for us, but she's not. So maybe we'll see her later.
Here we go!
For now, though, there is a couple of other things we can still do.
This isn't up to their usual standard.
So we're back at the Hunter's Gathering, and there was a side quest we skipped here as well, for the exact same reason.
People riding machines? How have I not heard of this?
A lot of these side quests will send us way into Carja territory before we're ready.
The corruption drives the machines to attack.
Little Spark. Name's Jira. I run this fine watering hole.
I like what you've done with the place. Something troubling you, Jira?
When the Carja fort opened, I got word that my husband had come looking for me. But only the word made it to the fort. He didn't.
You have a husband?
Kendrick. Beat him in an arm wrestling match. I left him behind when I left the claim. Some metal sellers passed him at the bridge near the glare break. Seeing as you drift on the wind, Little Spark.
If I'm out that way, I'll look for him, but do you want him to find you, Jira?
Ever have those mornings when you wake up without all the answers? Still, I'll be heading up to the fort to resupply. Luck on your travels.
So it looks like we're looking for Jira's husband, who is... he's out there. Physically speaking, at least. So we are over sort of near Pitch Cliff. We're still kind of in the middle of nowhere. But this looks like the bridge we were supposed to get to.
Here's the bridge Jira mentioned. Now to see if I can find his tracks.
I wonder where his tracks could be. But first, there is someone here.
Find help.
Easy now. What's your name? What happened?
Hackard. Find help for Pitchcliff. The Glendorks keep attacking. They'll kill my brother. Everyone.
Not if I have anything to say about it. No telling how many people pass this way. But this was a man with a cart, so...
So make sure not to get confused and follow the wrong side of the cart path. Otherwise, you're gonna get a little lost. But we'll have to help Pitchcliff right after this. If we weren't already in a side quest, we would head right there. But I don't want to get too bogged down.
He left the road. End of the tracks. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. What's around here?
Well, there's a Thunderjaw in the distance. And there's also empty boxes.
Someone's possessions. Kendert's? There's goods scattered everywhere. And a little blood, too. Either he fell, or...
Wait. What did that say? What kind of convoy?
There's enough blood to worry me.
Oh, well. There's a new machine type. We're not going to really interact with it just yet. Yeah, fuck that. We are out. Sorry, Strider. You did your best, but I'm not dealing with a fucking psychic machine that can lift like 20 rocks into the air. So I guess we're hoofing it from now on, just without the thing with hooves.
Must have had time to bind his wound. This chest looks like it's of Oseram making. At least he's easy to follow. I just hope he's okay.
I'd imagine he's nearby too if he lost his cargo. Hopefully not in this trampler field.
The barrel. The scent reminds me of... Yes, Aaron's breath. That's Oseram brew. Did it roll downhill?
So Kendert's not straight up the hill, but a little to the side. At least he seems to be doing okay.
Am I glad to see you, stranger?
Are you Kendert? I'm a friend of Jira's.
Huh? I'm a husband of Jira's.
She heard you'd gone missing. I tracked you. What happened?
I was coming to join her. A sandstorm blew in, I sought shelter. It didn't work out. And here I am getting read as a Carja priest, my goods scattered in a herd of tramplers. There's only so much you can do to make me look less of an idiot. But could you get back my scrapper sap?
That would be the stuff down there with the herd of tramplers?
I'm not proud, I'm just a brewer, and maybe 5 bottles of that is worth more than I am to Jira.
So, oh good, we actually get to go into that field. Now, as we've seen through one of the hunting grounds, tramplers aren't the most dangerous machines out there. But there's a good, like, half dozen and more down here. Now, it's pretty not that hard. I wouldn't quite say easy to stealth this whole thing, but the moment you get caught, it's just run. Just keep running. Don't fight. Just keep running. So that's 2 down. I kind of wish that I had found all of the scrapper sap before I decided to start running around, because now I'm just kind of doing this blindly. I'm thankful that Thunderjaw is not getting alerted. Okay, this looks like number 5, and yeah, we're just gonna leave. It also sounds like we might have a glint hawk or two on our tails, but the moment we start talking to Kendert, they'll leave us alone.
Huntress. Thank you. Oseram's finest, this stuff. Keeps you warm in a snowstorm, strips the grit out of a gear wheel.
Kendert, why did you set out so unprepared?
Hammer to steel of the matter is, I did it for love. When Jura said she wanted to leave the claim, I consulted with the Ildermen. I won't repeat what they said. You won't like it.
You've got me curious.
No, I've already dug myself a hole deep enough to swallow a thunderjaw. It was my mistake not going with her. I've had time enough to see that. Maybe it's not too late.
You'll find her stocking up at Day Tower. Good luck.
I'll be heading off soon. This saloon of hers, what's it like?
Roomy.
I'm guessing Kendert was asking about her house, maybe? And since she doesn't really have shelter, I guess that's fine. So I wanted to come over here just to make sure that our Strider buddy is gone, and yeah, he's not there. Now Jira and Kendert are going to Day Tower where they'll be fine. So let's head over to Pitchcliff and help them deal with their insane Glinthawk problem. Okay, so it turns out I'm really bad with a rope caster when it comes to these things.
Training.
So this is one way to take care of the final Glinthawk. So everything seems to be good out here.
Come on then.
Well, I don't exactly know where this one came from, but I guess we'll just take care of it like the others.
Close isn't good enough.
What made these Glinthawks attack? I better speak to whoever's in charge.
Thank you. We're exhausted. It's the third flock we faced today.
Well, it's annoying enough just having to deal with one flock. I can't imagine another two. But let's go talk to the person in charge here. Maybe they know what's going on.
Please tell me it's over.
You just flew in on a rainbow and saved our sorry slags. Where do you come from?
A man named Hackard outside the village warned me.
Traitor! I ordered him to stay put. I'll throw him in irons.
He's dead.
What? That scorched out, filthy, rotten dirtwad of a brother. Why didn't he listen? Why?
He was worried you and the entire town would be killed. Do you have any idea what could be drawing the Glinthawks? Has anything changed that might have lured the Glinthawks? Have you left machine scrap lying around?
No. Us around use our scrap. Not like the Carja. They only keep the pretty parts.
So the Carja have been leaving scrap around?
Here? Never! If a Carja wasted scrap on my watch, I'd pick it up and make him eat it.
Why do you think the Carja have anything to do with the Glinthawks?
We built this outpost to protect against the Carja. Now they're coming here to trade. Fine. Their shards are as good as anyone's. But everyone knows that they want this place. Come to think of it, they want every place.
But how could the Carja have brought on the Glinthawks?
If I ever get a break from them, I'll see if I can spare a man to follow the trail. Guaranteed, there's a Carja at the other end.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm the mayor. Mostly because I was too drunk to say no when my brother asked me. Tell me where he is, and I'll lay him to rest once we get these Glinthawks to flock off.
You'll find him due south of here, along the river.
Damn that fool. That bung. That lunkhead. Thank you for being with him at the end.
Has anyone come trying to sell lures? They're devices that attract machines.
Is that real? Is that some sort of Nora joke?
I'll take that as a no. Why don't I investigate why the Glinthawks are attacking? You've got your hands full.
Really? No one ever offers to help me. You, any good at tracking?
You could say that.
All right, then. Let me know what you find. Hammer to steel, a Carja is behind all this.
Well, I mean, technically he's not going to be wrong.
Will the attacks keep coming?
Well, that sure looks suspicious.
That device is sending out a signal. Might be what's attracting the Glinthawks.
Turn off! Turn off!
What are you doing?
By the sun! It won't turn off!
That device is making the Glinthawks attack. Turn it off.
Me? I don't know how to turn it off any more than I know how I turned it on. I scrounged it from an old workshop.
Well, that should do it. Now start talking. Why are you scrounging gear you don't even understand?
My customers demand extraordinary pieces best found at the fringes of civilization. My tales of adventure only increase their value. Where others only dare tread, I flourish. No mountain climbs too high that I can't mount it. My trade demands sacrifice.
Including the sacrifice of innocence? Those Glinthawks swooped down and attacked everyone.
I didn't mean for that to happen. I sought only to sate the appetites of rich nobles who never leave their mansions.
You mentioned you found the device in a workshop?
Yes. I camped out atop the snowy eastern ridge. No easy climb even in my best years, but I girded my...
Enough. Were there any other devices at this workshop?
Abandoned equipment, the likes of which I've never seen. A peculiar silo remained impervious to my attempts to open it. As I searched, I wondered how many secrets lie hidden in this world, as we, in our ignorance, go about our daily...
Your point?
Oh, no, I didn't see another device. But one could still be there, waiting to unleash its horrors.
Did you know this whole time that that device was luring Glinthawks?
By the sun, no! I stashed it here for a while, but when I came back, I was nearly beheaded by one of those flying terrors.
This device is dangerous. I have to find that workshop and make sure it's the last. Where is it?
On the eastern ridge, just beyond my campsite. But after I descended from the workshop, a cracking above me signaled my doom. I dove into the river mere moments before an avalanche took out the path. You can't reach it now. The climb is too perilous.
I'll take my chances. You just stay away from that workshop and try not to cause another mess.
So, yeah, it wasn't a malicious Carja's fault. It was just an idiot.
That Carja said the workshop was near his campsite on the eastern ridge.
So we were following the same path that we did when we were looking for Derval and his merry band of gentlemen. The only difference here is at the very end of the path, we're going in sort of the opposite direction.
They're scanning for me.
So I abandoned our mount down there because there is a section coming up right here where we have to start climbing. And it may seem a little innocuous right now, aside from the Glinthawks that won't leave me alone. It may seem like you can just do this mission whenever, but you're gonna want to come prepared because the end of this side quest is, it can be quite the doozy.
Here's the Scrounger's campsite, so the workshop can't be far. If I can find a way around the avalanche.
So we've got a bit more climbing to do. And Aloy is still just magnetizing to the weirdest ledges anymore. So earlier in this video we saw a behemoth, a new machine type, but didn't really want to fight that thing because it looked pretty scary. Now there's another machine that we've seen, but we have not nearly interacted with. And they are actually the last two machine types in the base game. We're gonna go meet that other machine type, and it's not gonna be too pretty. So there are a couple of machine types here, including a bellowback, but I really don't feel like fighting all of them, especially knowing what's coming at the end. So we're just going to use that long leg to cause a bit of a distraction. So there's the bellowback. And a couple of watchers. So again, we don't have the cauldron for this guy. So I'm just gonna wait for that one to move along. So if you look straight ahead, you can maybe see the machine type. The one we've seen, but
here they come.
Not really fought yet.
I'll bet Allure brought that Stormbird here. If I find any and destroy them, the machine should leave.
So we have 3 lures in this area.
There. A lure.
And as you can see, that Stormbird's range of vision, it's pretty big. So getting around this guy and disabling all 3 lures may be possible, but not in my experience. So there's a lot of parts here, and Stormbirds can be pretty nasty, as you can see by the electricity just pulsing off of this thing. So yeah, that thing just finds me immediately. So I guess I can try my hand at fighting it. So Stormbirds have a lot of components that you can shoot off with tear ammo, but I was also trying to aim for the thing on its chest. Mostly because of that attack. Now because of Stormbird's size and how often they'll just stay still, or relatively still, in the air, I prefer Stormbirds to Glinthawks just because of, you know, them not being nearly as annoying to fight. Oh, and it is very graciously just sat right here for us. Well, that's not intimidating, but at least it's right here for us to hit. And if you do enough damage, you get to knock it right out of the air. So the Stormbird does have a bunch of canisters on it, but they're really hard to hit for me. So now that those canisters are a little easier to hit, let's see if we just can't knock them all off.
No good.
So you can see there's kind of a pattern to fighting these guys once you ground them the first time. We also have the advantage of not having to deal with any other machines, which is always a plus. Now for some reason this Stormbird is not tied down anymore, but it's not flying away. I'm not really sure how that one arrow made it flip to the other side, but I'm still aiming for this one canister. Which is now no longer on it. So with just a little bit of health to go.
How about this workshop?
So Stormbirds can be really fun to fight, but you just have to make sure you have the right weaponry. Because without the ability to tie that thing to the ground, this fight could have lasted a good while longer. So it looks like we've got the same lore as our friend from Pitchcliff brought. But I wonder who could be behind these. I wonder what gigantic asshole could have done all of this. I guess we'll find out.
So Dervahl was behind these lures. Brilliant. And dangerous. Now to bring word back to Pitchcliff.
Well, it seems even after death, Dervahl is just a huge jerk. So let's go back and inform Pitchcliff that, that they shouldn't at least have to deal with any more Glinthawks.
You'll be happy to know I found another one of those lures and destroyed it. Should be the last you'll hear of it.
By fire and spit, you went above and beyond. How do you know there won't be any more?
The workshop where I found it was long abandoned. You're safe.
Good. My troops want to spit and shake your hand, as my brother would have. On behalf of Pitchcliff and my family, I thank you.
Yeah, I guess we'll take a rain check on all that spit, and stuff. That sounds real gross. But now that this is clear, we can go all the way back to Day Tower and talk to Jira.
Crazy Ossian tried to kill our Sun King.
That's all there is in
till the
Banuk lands.
machine rider stopped him cold.
Long day today.
It looks like Kendert hasn't gotten here just yet.
Little Spark. Any sign of that man?
I found him, Jira. I think you two will have a lot to talk about.
I like a good story. And a good drink. It's why I'm good at what I do.
He's bringing you both. Kendert wants to be with you. He regrets that he took the word of the... Ealdorman?
Women know their place in the claim, was their word. It's the Carja's son that bakes their brains and gives them such thoughts.
That's...
the tribe. He can't bear a grudge. It'd make you go mad. My silly man. Little Spark, how can I thank you? There'll always be a drink for you at Hunter's Gathering.
With these side quests done, next time we're gonna do a couple more, and we're gonna meet up with an old friend. Or... friend?
Raised machines,
These
or
damn
shamans,
us are
damn nonsense.
stirring up tensions.
It's worse. I'm keeping my eyes open.
Either way, see you next time.